Have you guys ever put money into something or effort into something and then you watch it turn into some beautiful masterpiece and you feel like it's all worth it? For some, this might be putting money into stocks and watching them explode. For some people, this might be putting money into a date and then it ends really well. Well, anyone that put money into the Digimon card game and has played it just got rewarded officially by Bandai today. Now, what do I mean by that? We're talking about the random block numbers that Bandai has started to introduce in their TCG cards starting October 1st, 2021. Now, those of you that have been following the OCG have known about this block for a little bit, and what exactly would it mean when it came to the TCG? Well, now we finally have an answer, and today we're going to talk about that answer and speculate on what it means. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on to smash potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos come out. Also follow me on Twitch. Like, seriously. Links in the description, just do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put up a screenshot of what Digimon/Bandai shared with us today. We're going to read through it and then we're going to talk about it. Block icon explanation. What is a block icon? We have designed a new block icon for cards released or distributed at events, etc. from October 1st, 2021 or later. Although it will not be put into use immediately, we plan to utilize it at tournaments with a variety of regulations and other opportunities in the future. Now, before I start deep diving into this, go ahead and leave it in the comments what you think this block icon will mean going forward. I'm sure we all have some random guesses and some speculation of our own. Let's put it down in the comments, and we'll see. We'll just see. Nothing else we can do, right? I'll give you a few seconds here to put your answer in the comments. Now is the time where I get to speculate all the possible options and avenues that Bandai could take with this. And we'll try to figure out what they're essentially going to do with this information and with this new block icon. So starting things off, a lot of thoughts that come into the heads of people immediately might be something known as rotation, which, some people very much dislike. Some people hear the words rotation and think,
"No! God, please, no! No! No!"
You see, rotation is actually a really cool tool in order to future-proof certain cards from being too busted accidentally in the future. Sure, this means that Bandai is directing you to buy their products all the time because your old cards would no longer be valid, and I think that's what irritates people the most about rotations. But it's really a mechanism to ensure nothing gets too overly broken in the current format that we're playing in, right? This is what Pokemon does. Their standard format, they rotate. Only the certain sets are allowed, and everything older goes into an extended pool, a modern format. In Magic, they call it. And everything can be used there with a ban list, of course, because there are some nutty combinations if everything was allowed to be legal. This does open the door for Bandai to introduce alternative formats. They could introduce tournament formats where you can only use cards with the first block. And then another format where you can use everything, go nuts, but here's a ban list so nothing gets too overly insane. They have every right to do that now, and I feel very confident that is the plan. If that ends up leading in a rotation, that's fine, but I don't think they're going to wash away the old cards just like that. Another possibility is that they're using these block cards for just special events and special circumstances. Side events, as some would call them. Maybe they intend on having everything legal that's ever been released unless card is limited or banned or something. Maybe they don't have no plan on rotation, but maybe they'll have special side events where you can only use these cards. And the main format is just the main format, everything goes. That is also what they could do. We won't really get a clear picture on this until they start releasing cards with a block icon that has the number 2 in it. That's when we'll find out exactly what's happening. But until then, those are the only viable options I really see going on here. They're either going to rotate and make the main format the block icons, or they're going to let everything go and it's just special tournaments using only those block icons. Hell, they might even do both. They could have maybe one regional is everything goes, and maybe they have one regional where it's block 1 cards only, or block 2 cards only in the future. That's something they could do. They could split it up like that. Pokemon does that. They have competitive tournaments for both standard and extended format, or at least they did. They had more, like before COVID, obviously, they would have tournaments with expanded format, you know, with the same amount of, you know, world's points and all that. So that's fine. However, this is good news, ultimately, because no one should be discouraged by this block icon. It's kind of weird that they're doing block icons and not just a different set icon like Pokemon does and saying, okay, these sets are fine, these sets are not, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird that they're doing it in the form of a block. Like, the block does look kind of weird, I'm not going to lie, like have cards with a random stamped 01 on them. That's kind of odd, super weird, I don't know. I would rather just set symbols. That's just a personal Mario nitpick, though. That's whatever. Going back to my main point, though, this is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. Having blocks like this allow you to future-proof. It allows you to have multiple formats. It allows you to do different things. That keeps the card game fresh. Maybe if one format isn't helping certain players, maybe certain players really hate the Block 01 cards and the Block 01 format. Well, then maybe if Bandai introduces an Everything Goes format, then they can use some of those original cards and play in that format instead. You know, or some people can try to master both formats. You know, there are really competitive people out there, and this is tailoring, obviously, to competitive play. It's not for casual play, that's for sure. But with this little information, that's really all that we can analyze and go off of right now. We won't know more until Bandai actually says something about it in the future. My estimation will be when they introduce cards with the 2 in the block. That's when we'll find out more about this. But Bandai just did a nice little favor. They introduced it as a mechanic into the game, and I think it's going to spice things up in a healthy manner. Now that that's all said and done, what do you guys think in the comments? I asked you already to put something in the comments, but what do you guys actually think about it now that you've heard my piece on it? Are you still against it? I'm sure there will be people against it, and no disrespect if you are. I completely understand. I see both sides of the coin. But if you are also impressed, let me know. I do love socializing, and I love seeing that kind of stuff. Lets me know what everyone's thinking. It's really cool. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.